The Dys Dyvas podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Dys Dyvas podcast, where two friends with dysautonomia decided to ditch their salt and vinegar chips for a support group that's the perfect blend of sass and self care. Join us for some serious belly laughs and a healthy dose of sarcasm as we navigate the ups and downs of chronic illness together. Honor thyself. The Dys Divas talk about how to honor yourself and keep your sanity with creativity and hobbies. Unlock your creativity with the Dys Divas today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Dys Divas.
Hey.
He makes me giggle, snort. Seriously.
Yeah, he does that. He thrives on it, actually.
Yeah. Yep. Oh my goodness. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about what we're talking about today.
Honor ourselves. Honor the self. Honor Dys Self. There we go.
Honor thyself, right? Honor
Yes.
thyself.
Yes.
Two brain foggers do not equal a conversation.
That's right. See, there is live comedy in pretty much all of our episodes. There's more nuggets in some than others.
This might be a silly one. I definitely think it falls into our creativity when we can be silly and just have fun. I'm excited about today.
Yes, absolutely. So, what do you do to honor yourself when you're having a bad day? Or even if you're not having a bad day, what do you do that is like sacred to you that makes you feel better and you're just like, this is my thing. This is what lights me up. This is what I want to do.
So, first starts out by loving the shit out of myself. So I don't get, I don't go into a pity party mode. I'm getting better at that. Most days I'm able to, get out of bed and be like, today's going to be a productive day. So I started, having a little routine in the morning where I do some meditation. I wake up really early. So I write. And then as of last year, I started painting rocks. And I do this with every mom does this with their kids. You paint rocks when the kids are younger, but I am blown away by the joy, profound joy it brings me. So I love to paint rocks. I now started painting wood chips. It's funny because Kenny and I, probably a couple months back, we went walking in a national forest, which is behind us, and it's right off the parking lot. So it's not a far walk. And we found the most beautiful piece of wood. And I was just talking about making wood chips a couple days prior. So Kenny got it. We brought it home. And so I started painting wood chips, and I have a couple that I want to, show off. So I have Namaste on here.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love dragonflies.
Yeah,
Transformation.
magical. Yep. Magical. This is for my girlfriend Karen. And then on the back, they're both resined as well. It's just like a little butterfly. And it says, love blooms eternal.
That's
So
beautiful. That's so
those
sweet.
are my wood chips. And then I've got a couple rocks. I've got this beauty,
That's gorgeous.
a little love bug. And thank you for introducing me to resin, by the way, because I would have probably burnt the house down somehow. And this is one of my favorites. This is Namaste.
Yeah. Namaste is adorable. Namaste is one of my favorites too.
But yeah, so I've been doing that, and it just, it just takes me into such a creative space, and I feel like I lose all track of time. And I just feel so good. So good. What about you?
For me, it's a couple of different things. I will do crafty things and I like to try new things. But I like making jewelry and
You make beautiful jewelry.
I used to make jewelry with my mom before she passed away. That was the thing. We made
Oh,
jewelry together and then we had a couple of shops that would sell it. And then after she passed away, I just wasn't motivated to make it. It didn't didn't feel right, didn't seem the same. And then I think it was in 2017 I started to dabble a little bit more, just started to get back into it. But since the whole dysautonomia, Ehlers-Danlos, and the whole list goes on things, where I'm home all the time, most of the time, except when I'm at the ER or a doctor's visit or something of that nature. I wanted something positive to do, something fun and inspiring that I could get done in a day or less. So I've got a finished project because I don't like projects that go on. I'm not one of those masterpiece people who can work on something for 6 months. No, that's not me. I want instant gratification right away.
that's
Um,
your OCD.
so jewelry became that for me again. So I've made necklaces, bracelets, earrings. I've also done some custom home pieces, like as gifts. Um,
My wedding bracelet, which I
yep,
wish I would have known. I should have grabbed them because I've got so many beautiful bracelets from you. They're
yeah,
stunning.
the
I
bracelets
wore it
I
on my
made,
wedding day.
and it was so pretty. It matched so nicely.
It was perfect.
But yeah,
Thank
just
you.
like let's find my camera here. There we go. It's a little crooked, but you get the gist.
Wow.
But yeah, little
That is
things like this,
stunning. You're so talented.
and that's my favorite. That's why I couldn't sell it, because I liked it and decided I needed to keep it. But
So,
you know,
question for you.
yeah.
When your hands hurt, what do you do when you can't do the jewelry?
I can't do the jewelry. I might do something else that doesn't require me to do as much twisting.
Yeah.
Like on for these, you have to string the beads on each individual piece of wire. So I could have a day where I could just drop the beads on. And I could have a
Wow.
day where let me get up in the camera here, where I can do swirls, do a bunch of
Wow.
swirls one day. And then the next day I can drop beads. And then when I'm having a good day, I can make the loops and make them all little pieces. And then, it could be, like a production line. I mean, this one I didn't make in a production line fashion, but you could do that. And I've done that with, particular I made a bunch of beautiful magnets with a theme for my friends, and I did that. I did them, like, in production mode. Like, one day, I'd put all the color on them, and the next day, I used polymer clay. That's another thing I use, and cut everything out in polymer clay, and then I baked the clay, and then the next day, I glued the pieces on, and then I Mod Podged them, and then I decorate them. So it's a process, but it's whatever lights you up. I like using Mod Podge, making jewelry, making home gifts, for my niece. I made her some, coasters for her wedding as part of her wedding gift. And I, burned their initials in the corner, so they have their new
Yeah.
wedding initials. So, I did a
I
lot
saw that
lot of
basket. It was incredible. So were you this creative before you were disabled?
yes, but I never had time to do it. It was always something I wanted to do, but I never had time to do it because I was too busy working.
Yeah. Works in mysterious ways, girl.
Yeah. See, in the
Now, what
cats
about
agree.
writing?
I
Are
do
you a
writing
writer?
when I feel compelled to, which is not every day, but I'll have times where I'm like, "Ooh, I've already got a book I've started," but then I'll go back into it and, like, 4 hours later, I've just written a ton more. So I have to be inspired to go back to do it. But yes, I do have one and I do that. And sometimes I'm inspired to journal. It depends. I did buy a new little planner for this year, so I'm trying to be more aware of not only symptoms, that was the thing, symptoms and what I'm eating to try and correlate what's going on with my body, keeping a tracker of that, keeping a track of the weather, as stupid as it sounds, just to see because there's so many things that affect us. So track those things and anything that I find fun or entertaining. I might walk through Hobby Lobby to go get some wire, or usually I buy my wire online because I want good wire. Um, or I'll be shopping for beads and something. I'll look at something and I'll get inspired by it. And I'm like, I'm going to make a necklace based on that or those colors or this item. And you just see a color and it inspires you. My mind starts going
Yeah.
crazy. And sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I've got this design of a necklace in my head. And I'll pick up my phone and I'll like put it in draw mode with my fingers and I'll draw it out in my phone so that when I wake up in the morning, it won't be gone from my brain. That happens. But yeah, that's
That's the witching hour between 3 and 5. That's when I first started waking up at 3 in the morning and I'm like, what the hell? Are you kidding me? And then I just started writing. And now it's like, I love writing poems. I mean, for me, it's more therapeutic than anything I've ever done before. I love free writing and I love writing short stories. It's amazing how creative and you become when there's no inhibitions and you're like, I just want to do this just because I want to have fun and just write for 15 minutes. That's
yeah,
probably one of the best things I could have done for myself, just giving myself permission to have my imagination and be as creative as I
yeah,
want to be and not judging anything at
exactly.
all.
And when you're doing this, whether we realize it or not, it's raising our vibrations because we're happy.
Yep.
But typically, you're not going to have as many symptoms while you're doing something that makes you happy. At least for me, I find that when I'm doing something that I'm in the zone and I'm really happy about it, that it's usually a good day.
Yeah.
And if I start
Same.
something one day and I get aggravated and it's not coming out right because I'm trying to force it. You can't force creativity.
Nope.
It has to flow. If it
Yeah.
doesn't flow, bad day.
A waste of time.
Exactly. But on those days it's phenomenal. It's just it's therapeutic. It's
So
therapeutic to
therapeutic.
craft or make jewelry or if you like to sing your heart out. Go
I
if you
kill
like
cats.
to if you like to go for a walk in nature, I mean, do whatever inspires you. I mean, walking out in nature, you've got all these colors. You've got the birds, you've got the sky, you've got water. I mean, everything in nature is inspiring. So that may trigger something. Go, oh, look at these beautiful color combinations. Oh, that would make. I've had that happen to me. Oh, that would make a beautiful color for a necklace or earrings or pendants or whatever,
Yeah.
or shape of something. You might see something in an art museum because I'll go through it when I can. I'll go through an art museum and I'll be like, oh, ooh, that would be really cool if I did that like this or did that like that. And,
So I
you
have a
gotta
funny
do
story to share. When I started getting, into nature and camping, because it took it took an act of God to get me there. But it was a couple years ago when I was doing color therapy and I was doing a couple things with my meditations. And I asked my girlfriend, we were out on a walk, and I took a leaf, and I'm like, "What do you see?" It's a leaf. I'm like, no, what do you see? She's like, it's a fucking leaf. And I'm like, no, look at the color, look at the texture, just spend time marinating in the beauty of what God created. And she's like, oh, I never saw it that way. And I'm like, just open your eyes. But it's
yeah,
true
that's a
when you look at life that way and see the beauty in just nature. Our creative juices just flow like a river. You're a
mhm,
1000% right.
and change
Yeah.
your perspective about how you look at something, like the leaf.
Amen.
You're like, oh, it's
Amen.
just a leaf. Well, if you were to take that beautiful leaf and imprint it in some clay and
Mm,
then cut it out and bake it and paint it, you've
yeah.
just recreated a beautiful piece of nature that someone can utilize for something.
Oh, I love it. This was awesome. This was awesome. This was a really good episode. You want to do your well, first of all, let's hear from other people, whatever their creativity is. If anyone
Yes,
would like to
please.
share some poems or some artwork with us, we love looking at what other people are doing, to help cope with everything we've been dealt with. So, want to do your
Exactly.
spiel?
Yes. Please share with us whatever it is that lights you up and makes your day a little bit better. And what would light us up and make us feel a little bit better is if you would be kind enough to like and subscribe to our channels Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Yes, we are on TikTok. You can also reach us at dysdivas@gmail.com, dysdivas@gmail.com to ask us any questions that you may have about a future podcast or, anything that you're going through because we want to help you. And, we are also on Spotify now as well. Yay!
Woo,
So you can listen to us. If you don't like looking at us, that's fine. We're not offended. You can listen to us instead.
Not at all.
So we appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing you on the next podcast. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Namaste. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.